Blinding and multicolored lights fill your eyes as an overplayed popular song erupts through the speakers and a charismatic voice exclaims, "Welcome to another episode of Life Updates, the only show where we retell the boring details of life and pretend they're interesting. Would you please give a warm round of applause for your not-so-handsome host, Alex Treat?" Clearly pre-recorded applause plays in the background as Alex walks on the stage. Alex stops, scowls at the lights, and snaps. Suddenly, he's in a comfy armchair, holding a cup of Milo and grinning. That's better. Anyway, sorry for the big entrance, but I just wanted to make a quick point. These updates are not the Alex & Co. show. They're a conversation. Granted, they're a big conversation with quite a few people. But you aren't just some disembodied audience member here. The fact is, if you get this email, I consider you a friend, to one degree or another. And this isn't like social media, where you can just scroll through and shrug, saying, that's cool. I actually care about what's happening in your life too. Conversation goes both ways, you know. Not to say you can't just listen for a while, that's totally fine. Some of the best conversations happen when one person just listens. But if you're one of those people that could be dead and I would have no clue, could you say something so I know you're still listening? Heck, if you're really busy, just send me the word hi and I'll be happy. But if you have time, I would really like to get an update from you as to what's going on in your life. Unless, of course, we've been talking lately, and I've already caught up. And maybe the biggest lesson you've learned since I last talked to you. That would be interesting too. Okay, everyone. Got it? Conversation, not social media. Also, if this ever becomes just social media, I'm going to drop the mic and leave. I might yell something stereotypical in the process, like, "Alex out. Peace." I don't know. We'll see. Don't worry, I'm pretty far from that right now. I've been talking to a lot of you and it's been really good, so I just want to know what's happening with all of you. Anyway, he takes a sip of his Milo and leans forward. On to business. So the last thing that happened was at the Wades, right? Well, the next influential thing that happened after that was we got to go see our good friends the Myers. They're like a family of, 10 or 11. So yeah, pretty big family, but seriously, such cool people. Their whole family loves God and they're like legit Christians. So getting to reconnect with them was super cool. It was a bit awkward at first. I mean, we hadn't seen them for like a year and a half. But I broke the ice with some chess. I know, an Alex thing to do. And my words may come to a shock to you, so brace yourself. But I lost. Twice. Now I know what you're thinking. But that's not possible. Alex always wins at chess. And I know. I mean, I'm just as dismayed as you are. Just kidding. I only wish I was thinking that. The point is these guys are actually chess geniuses. Like Ben, she's like 14 or something. So good. Last time I played him, I think I played him like 30 games and I won like 3. That's how good he is. Sam, he's like 11, and he's almost as good as Benj. So, yeah, I played a game with both of them, and I got really close with Benj. It was down to like pawns and positioning, but I got absolutely crushed by Sam, which doesn't make a lot of sense, because Benj is definitely better, but I think I tried hard with Benj, because I was usually able to beat Sam. So, I was like, cocky. Yeah, well, you can see how that turned out for me. Anyway, the point is, I lost. Grumbles. I hate losing. The next time we play, they're going down, though. After that, I built some Lego with Seth. He's like 8, and he loves Lego, so about as much as I do, which, trust me, is a lot of love for Lego. I started on a car, which might turn out to be a truck. The steering block was pretty big. And basically, I just started working on a mechanism that made it so the car's trucks/wheels turned when you turn the steering wheel. At this point, I think it'll work, but we'll see. Assuming I finish the thing in time. After that, we ate some food, and I talked about Myers-Briggs theory, which is kind of funny because her name is Myers. And it turns out they know like almost as much as I do, because they have this aunt that's like studies psychology and knows a lot about Myers-Briggs. She sounds super smart, so I'm going to go see if I can, find a way to leech some of the information off her brain. Oh, and before we left, we got to play some table tennis, and thankfully, I'm still better than them at that. Can't beat in chess, but I can beat in table tennis. I mean, my ego can only survive so much loss. So yeah, that was our time with the Myers, and it was cool to reconnect. 2 of their older kids, Caleb and Charity, go to CEC. So that's the school me and Ben are planning to go to next year. So that was cool. And then after that, what happened? After that, oh yeah, I built this castle, which you can't see because it's a picture. I know. I deserve all your praise and adoration. I don't know. I think it was okay. Not bad, but not the best. Also, don't worry. I built it in times when I was stressed or my eyes looked at the screen for too long. So they're going to die if I didn't do something else with them. So it wasn't wasted time, at least in most cases. It was recovery time. What else happened? I'm running again. I was talking to an email friend who, due to health stuff, can't run. And so she was kind of like changing my mindset about running. Because I'm like, running is suffering. And she's more like, running is a gift. Hesitates and blinks twice. Let's not take this too far. Maybe running isn't like a gift. How do we say running is a gift, but it's a gift of suffering and death? There we go. That's better. Anyway, I'm trying to make sure I'm not a couch potato. I ran 4.5K in 25 minutes recently, so I'm not doing too bad. Also, totally jumped out of anything resembling sequential order here. But I had this run that I did this morning, and I got lost. So yeah, if you guys ever go running in the suburbs, I highly recommend taking a map or a phone with you that has a map on it. Because otherwise you may end up running a giant circle and just trying to find out where you went wrong. But yeah, I'm alive, so it's all good. Anyway, some time back I picked up Caleb. Or no, Caleb picked up me in his car and took me to church. It was cool. A lot of young people, some homeless guys, a good message. The message was actually about how Christians need to be more like gangs. See, that's how you know you're going to be paying attention. But no, actually not kidding. He talked about how like a gang of people is always there for each other. It's not like apathetic or come once a week, and that's how church needed to be. So yeah, kind of a stretch of an analogy, but a good message. Oh, and I got sick sometime around then, because I remember not feeling so good after the service, and really wishing that I felt better so I could eat dozens of free donuts by the door, which was quite a tragedy, actually. Besides that, I was also struggling with some logical questions during that time. I wrote some papers on it, so if you care, I can hook you up with those. I've already sent some of them to a few of you. But yeah, God gave me a bit of revelation that I needed, and I've been doing a whole lot better. Still have some questions, though. But hey, I always have questions, so nothing abnormal there. Yeah, just kind of chilled for a bit. Applied for some jobs sometime back there. Did a bit of driving. Now that I'm on the right side of the road again, I've had a few sketchy encounters. I got a bank account, and I emailed Zen some stuff. The next really big thing that happened is my uncle, the antioch whose cabin we stayed at, emailed me about this really cool learning opportunity he's been planning for those about with me and my second cousin, where we're going to like engineer our own creation with AI. And seriously, I'm so excited. He's buying like a $1,500 printer, 3D printer. But yeah, when he emailed me, I misread it and thought he was asking me to do an engineering job with AI. So I sent him like the super long list of questions like, how much will I get paid? Are we responsible for paying for all the parts if we fail? And then he responded with something like, glad you're super excited, but this isn't a job. And then I felt super stupid because I was just like, oh, I misinterpreted that. So I kind of just facepalmed repeatedly after rereading the email and it clearly not being a job. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think I'm going to be the guy coding the AI, and I looked up how AI works, and it turns out it's fairly complicated, so I have a lot to learn. Hey, if any of you are interested in learning about AI, I can start taking notes if you want, and I give you the notes. Notes always help me learn, and I mean, it would be a lot less work for you, so not a bad deal. Oh, and during my quest to understand AI, I started watching some Crash Course videos. Crash Course is just amazing, and I got sucked into this series about computer science. Did you guys know computers are like billions of little switches, aka transistors? Because I didn't know that till just now, and I'm like majorly intrigued. What else? Well, I actually got a job. That's kind of big. I got hired at King Soopers, a grocery store here, and I'm going to be that guy that bags stuff. Granted, not the most glamorous job, but a job nonetheless. I actually start tomorrow, so prayers my way would be great. But mostly learning stuff on the computer and doing like pre-job training to start out before I actually do stuff. Also, I know it's a long shot, but Mom stumbled upon this job that would be perfect for me. It's a job where I teach kids engineering principles using Lego, and it pays like $20 an hour. And those are US dollars, remember. So if by some miracle you could pray that I get that, that would be awesome, because I would seriously love to do that. Other than that, me and Ben went to school for the first time yesterday. It was like a homeschool mix where you only have school on Tuesdays and Thursdays and only till 12. So yeah, not really school, but I mean, it still kind of counts. The kids were pretty nice, a bit quiet and socially awkward in some cases, but hey, what can you expect? And it's actually the building we went to school until we were 5th grade. Well, 5th grade for me. So that's kind of like weird going back there. Everything's just a lot smaller. So yeah, it's cool. Teachers are questionable. There are 2 teachers for the sum of like 4 subjects, so you kind of wonder how much they actually know. But, you know, they're nice, so that's got to count for something, right? One teacher was interesting, though. She studied philosophy in college, and she actually knew what process, open, and Thomistic theists were. When I asked her what she was, which, you know, was a first, I think we could have had some really good talks. I'm going to give her my epistemological papers to see what she thinks. But, you know, I'm leaving, so yeah, forgot to mention that part. Turns out my teachers at ACS were pretty awesome. I mean, some of them do parkour, so we already knew that they were awesome. And everything they would teach me back in class, I already knew when they taught me here at Olive Tree, which makes sense. So I'm dropping back half a year effectively. So anyway, I placed my case before the powers that be, aka the parents, and they said I could get out and study on my own out of school. Fist pumps. Yes. Because I mean, I'm pretty self-motivated, in case you haven't noticed, and I'm honestly going to learn way more out of school than in school. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Ben, however, is trying to be in the same year as me, aka it jumped to be back where he was in the American system. But it turns out that jumping a year of school is a little hard. I think he'll make it, though, as long as he doesn't totally freak out and give up. I can't say I love the idea of us both being seniors at the same time. I kind of like being a grade ahead. But yeah, I'm going to work on studying for the SAT, which is like the American Universal Test thing, and acing it, or at least trying to ace it, so I can get some good scholarships for college. Well, uni for you guys. Other than that, Grace is in school now. She's in the small Christian school me and Ben were when we went to grade school. Well, same school, different building. And she's taking that interestingly. I wouldn't say she's taking it well. There's been a few rough days, but she's not dead, so she can't be doing that bad, right? I don't know. She's doing okay, but not amazing, but okay. The other thing of interest is that sometime in the past, me and my family visited the church called Antioch or something like that. And this super hyperactive 19-year-old girl I just met hooked me up and was basically like hooked me up with a life group. And basically her and her mom and my mom know each other or something like that. I didn't want to go, but it was one of those situations where it's like, would you like to jump off a cliff? And you're like, and they're like, great, follow me. Not going to youth group is like jumping off a cliff in this case, but it's just a decision. The point is, if I took at least more than 3 seconds to think on it, she was just like, and you're doing it. But yeah, I went last night and it was pretty darn great. Antioch is pretty charismatic. One of the reasons that I wanted to think for another moment. And so the life group was too, but I actually loved it. I shared my views on free will. Don't you just love that topic? And they all took me thinking they're very wrong pretty well. The thing I love about charismatic churches is, while I'm fairly convinced they're wrong on some points, they do have fire. Like, these people are on fire for God. They're all in, period. And if you ask me, that's what really matters. People who are fully surrendered to God and are, willing to follow his calling for their life. Also, after Bethel, I think the gifts of the Spirit are legit, so I'm super eager to learn from these guys. It's a college group, and I think I'm actually the youngest person there. I think there's another 18-year-old, though. And it's a really tight community of like 12 people. I really like it because these people don't just talk about God and it's called to make disciples. They actually live it. Something I know I need to do a lot more. And because they're genuine. Like, no one's trying to look good or just seem like a perfect Christian. And that's a big deal for me, especially since I've had a hard time with, someone once diagnosed with competitive Christianity. So yeah, I'm excited to connect and learn with these people. And I hope God's going to do something, awesome with all that. Yep. That's about all I have to say as you're now cut up to the present day. Look at that. I'm so good at rhymes. Don't forget to tell me how life's going on your end, and I look forward to hearing from you all, and I'll talk to you all soon.